1. Introduction. London is one of the most famous cities in the world. It has a very long and rich history. This story began long before kings and queens ruled the land. There were no castles, palaces, or tall buildings at first. Over time, London changed again and again. Wars, fires, and disasters shaped the city and its people. Each period left its mark on London. Now let us begin a journey through the long and fascinating history of this great city. 2. Early origins and prehistoric London. Long before London became a great city, people lived near the River Thames. This was in prehistoric times, many thousands of years ago. There were no cities, no roads, and no written language. People lived close to nature and depended on the land and the river. The River Thames was very important to early people. It gave them fresh water to drink every day. It also gave them fish and other food. Animals came to the river, so people could hunt them there. The river helped people survive in a difficult world. The Thames was also a natural road. People used small boats made from wood. They traveled along the river to find food and meet other groups. Because of this, people began to stay near the river for a long time. Slowly, small settlements formed along the riverbanks. These were not cities, but small villages. People built simple homes from wood, mud, and grass. They shared food and helped each other. Over time, life became more stable. People learned to farm and keep animals. They stayed in one place instead of moving all the time. These early settlements near the Thames were the first steps in London's long story. 3. Londinium. Roman London. 43 to 410 AD. In the year 43 AD, the Romans came to Britain. They were strong soldiers and skilled builders. Near the River Thames, they built a new town called Londinium. The place was perfect because the river was narrow and easy to cross. Londinium quickly grew into an important city. It became a center for trade and government. Merchants came to buy and sell goods. Roman officials controlled the land from this city. Roads connected Londinium to other parts of Britain. However, the city faced great danger. In the year 60 or 61 AD, Queen Boudica led a rebellion. Her army burned Londinium to the ground. Many people died, and the city was destroyed. The Romans did not give up. They rebuilt Londinium stronger than before. They built stone buildings, temples, and markets. Most importantly, they built strong stone walls around the city. These walls protected Londinium for many years. For hundreds of years, Londinium remained an important Roman city. Even after the Romans left Britain around 410 AD, the walls stayed. They shaped the heart of London for centuries. Roman Londinium became the foundation of the city we know today. 4. Anglo-Saxon London. Londonwick and Londonburg. After the Romans left Britain, London became quiet and almost empty. Many buildings fell into ruin and trade slowed down. Later, a new group called the Anglo-Saxons arrived. They built a new settlement west of the old Roman walls. This place was called Londonwick. It was close to the river and open for trade. People came to buy, sell, and live in peace. Londonwick grew into a busy trading town. Ships arrived with goods from other lands. Craftsmen made tools, clothes, and jewelry. Life slowly returned to the area. However, this peaceful time did not last forever. In the 9th century, Viking raiders began to attack. They came by sea and river, burning towns and stealing goods. Londonwick was easy to attack because it had no strong walls. To protect the people, King Alfred the Great made an important decision. He moved the population back inside the old Roman walls. This safer place was called Londonburg. The strong stone walls helped defend the town against Viking attacks. Streets were repaired and homes were rebuilt inside the walls. During this time, London began to develop its own local government. People worked together to protect trade and keep order. Leaders were chosen to manage daily life. Step by step, London became organized again. These early systems of law and cooperation helped London survive hard times and prepared the city for later growth and future challenges ahead. 5. Norman and Medieval London. In the year 1066, a great change came to England and London. William the Conqueror defeated the English king and became ruler. He was crowned at Westminster Abbey, which soon became the political center of the country. Kings and queens ruled from Westminster, while the city of London focused on trade and business. To control the city, William ordered the building of the Tower of London. The tower was a strong stone fortress near the river. It showed Norman power and protected the city. At the same time, London Bridge became very important. It was the only bridge across the Thames for many years. Shops and houses were built on the bridge, making it busy and crowded. During the medieval period, London grew richer through trade. Merchants sold wool, cloth, spices, and other goods. Trade guilds were formed to control prices and protect workers. These guilds also helped choose the Lord Mayor of London. This gave the city more independence and strong local control. Life was not always easy in medieval London. Streets were narrow and dirty. Fires were common, and disease spread quickly. In the 14th century, the Black Death struck the city. Nearly half of the population died. Although this tragedy was terrible, London survived. Over time, the city recovered, grew again, and continued its long journey through history. This period shaped London's identity as a powerful trading city with strong traditions of independence, authority, resilience, and community that influenced its future for many centuries to come ahead. 6. Tudor London, growth and change. During the Tudor period, London changed faster than ever before. Kings and queens ruled with strong power, especially Henry VIII. One of his biggest actions was closing many monasteries. These religious buildings owned large areas of land. After they were closed, the land was taken by the crown. Much of it was given or sold to nobles and rich families. As a result, London's landscape began to change. Large houses and grand homes were built on former church land. New streets appeared, and the city spread outward. London was no longer only a medieval town. It was becoming a modern capital with new spaces and ideas. Trade also grew quickly during this time. English ships traveled beyond Europe to distant lands. Merchants traded with Russia, Africa, and the Americas. Companies were formed to control overseas trade. London became the heart of England's growing global connections. The Tudor period was also a golden age of culture. Theaters opened across the city, especially south of the river. People from all classes came to watch plays. The most famous writer of this time was William Shakespeare. His plays told stories of love, power, and human weakness. They were performed in busy theaters like the Globe. By the end of the Tudor era, London was larger, richer, and more confident. It was a city of trade, art, and ambition. These changes prepared London for its future as a world city. 7 Stuart London and the Great Fire of 1666. The Stuart period was a difficult and dangerous time for London. The city faced political conflict, disease, and great disasters. England experienced civil war, and the king was even executed. These events created fear and uncertainty among the people. At the same time, London suffered from serious health problems. Streets were narrow, dirty, and overcrowded. Disease spread quickly through the population. In 1665, the Great Plague killed tens of thousands of people. Families fled the city, and daily life almost stopped. 1 year later, an even greater disaster struck London. In 1666, a fire began in a small bakery on Pudding Lane. Strong winds helped the fire spread quickly. Wooden houses burned easily, and fire breaks failed. For 4 days, flames destroyed most of the city. Around 80% of London was burned to the ground. More than 13,000 houses were destroyed. Old St. Paul's Cathedral was completely lost. Thousands of people were left homeless. After the fire, London faced an important choice. The city could rebuild better or repeat old mistakes. Leaders decided to rebuild using brick and stone instead of wood. New street plans were discussed, and safety improved. Under architects like Christopher Wren, London slowly rose again. The Great Fire changed the city forever. From the ashes, a stronger and safer London was born. 18th century London, a global trade city. In the 18th century, London began to grow faster than ever before. People moved beyond the old city walls into new areas. New neighborhoods appeared in the west and the north. These areas were planned for rich families and merchants. London was no longer a small medieval city. It was becoming a large and modern capital. Trade played the most important role in this growth. Ships arrived daily with goods from many parts of the world. Sugar, tea, coffee, and spices filled the docks. Money and banking also became central to London's power. In 1694, the Bank of England was founded. It helped the government borrow money and manage debt. London quickly grew into a financial center. At the same time, new bridges crossed the River Thames. Westminster Bridge and Blackfriars Bridge reduced pressure on London Bridge. Movement across the city became easier and faster. By the end of the century, London was the center of global trade. Goods, money, and ideas passed through its ports. London connected continents and influenced economies worldwide. It had become the commercial heart of the world. This growth brought wealth, opportunity, and new social divisions. Rich areas flourished, while poor districts struggled nearby. Despite these contrasts, London's influence continued to expand. The 18th century firmly placed London on the global stage. It was a city driven by trade, finance, ambition, and constant movement. Its markets shaped prices, its banks shaped power, and its ships shaped history. London's path toward global leadership was now clear, and this century marked a turning point that would define its future for generations to come across the modern world. 9. Victorian London, the industrial city. During the 19th century, London entered the Victorian era and changed dramatically. The city grew faster than ever before in history. People arrived from the countryside looking for work and opportunity. By the middle of the century, London was the largest city in the world. Millions of people lived and worked in its expanding streets. Industry transformed the city's daily life. Factories produced goods on a massive scale. New machines increased speed and efficiency. The railway system connected London to the rest of Britain. Large train stations became busy gateways to the city. In 1863, London opened the world's first underground railway. The underground allowed people to travel quickly beneath crowded streets. This innovation changed urban transport forever. However, rapid growth created serious problems. Housing was often overcrowded and poorly built. Many people lived in unhealthy conditions. Clean water was difficult to find in poor districts. Waste flowed into the River Thames. Disease spread easily through the population. In 1858, the Great Stink shocked the city. The polluted river produced a terrible smell. The problem could no longer be ignored. Engineers designed a modern sewer system. Joseph Bazalgette led the construction of underground sewers. These new systems improved health and saved many lives. By the end of the Victorian period, London was a city of progress and contrast. Industry brought wealth and innovation, but also hardship. Railways, factories, and sewers reshaped urban life. London emerged as a powerful industrial capital. The Victorian age left deep marks on the city's structure, systems, and identity, shaping modern London in lasting and visible ways for future generations. 10. 20th century London, war and culture. The 20th century was one of the hardest periods in London's long history. The city faced 2 world wars that changed life forever. During the First World War, many men left London to fight. Women worked in factories and offices to support the country. Although London was not destroyed heavily at first, the war brought fear and loss. The Second World War was far more damaging for the city. Between 1940 and 1941, London was bombed during a campaign called the Blitz. German planes attacked the city day and night. Homes, schools, churches, and factories were destroyed. More than 30,000 people were killed. Many families slept in underground stations for safety. Despite the destruction, Londoners did not give up. They helped each other and continued daily life when possible. After the war ended, the city faced the huge task of rebuilding. New housing projects were created to replace destroyed neighborhoods. Modern buildings appeared beside old ruins. During the 1950s and 1960s, London began to change again. This time, change came through culture and creativity. The city became famous for music, fashion, and youth culture. This period was known as Swinging London. Bands, artists, and designers gained international attention. At the same time, many people arrived from former British colonies. Immigrants came from the Caribbean, South Asia, and Africa. They brought new languages, food, and traditions. These communities reshaped London's identity. By the end of the century, London was no longer only a British city. It had become a diverse cultural center. War had damaged London deeply, but recovery and creativity gave the city new life. 11. Modern London. The 21st century city. In the 21st century, London stands as a global city. It plays an important role in finance, culture, education, and technology. People from all over the world live and work there. London connects nations through business, media, and ideas. Modern landmarks have changed the city's skyline. The London Eye became a symbol of the new century. The Shard rose high above the Thames as a sign of modern design. Old buildings stand beside glass towers. History and modern life exist together in the same space. London today is one of the most multicultural cities in the world. More than 300 languages are spoken daily. Different cultures share neighborhoods, schools, and workplaces. Food from every continent can be found on its streets. This diversity is one of London's greatest strengths. However, modern London also faces serious challenges. Housing is expensive and space is limited. Transportation is crowded, and inequality remains a problem. Political changes, like Brexit, created uncertainty about the future. The COVID-19 pandemic tested the city's resilience. Yet London continues to adapt. Technology companies grow alongside historic institutions. Public transport expands and improves. Communities find new ways to connect and support each other. London has survived fires, wars, and disasters across centuries. In the modern world, it continues to change and grow. The story of London is still being written. It remains a city shaped by history, diversity, and the constant need to adapt.